Cricbuzz Comm Box, the second part of a double header today. I'm Gautam Bhimani with Joy Bhattacharjya, just trying to assess where we are in this particular game, Joy. A very similar score in a sense to what Kolkata were when they batted first in the afternoon game. Yes, different ground. Yes, it's a night game. But it just seems that teams are willing in the first 10 overs to put a platform on, especially if they've got wickets in hand.
No, absolutely. I think it's a very interesting thing. I think what teams are saying is, let's not lose too many wickets and lose our way here. These are not anymore. The grounds are tiring. The pitches are tiring. These are no longer necessary 200, 180, 200 winning grounds. 160, 170 is very competitive, and therefore that 65 for 1 in 10, you can make out that Padikkal and Kohli were not taking risks out there. After Aaron Finch, couldn't get going, they decided, okay, put the shutters down, look for the loose ball, and just wait for your opportunities.
Well, it's almost a tale of two halves, because as you use the word risk, almost at that very second, Virat Kohli decided to take a risk. The ball fell just short of the third man fielder. So he's still very much around. He hasn't succumbed to the Comm Box curse or any such thing so far. But apart from that, when you have the class of a Kohli, when you have the young Kohli in a sense in Padikkal with de Villiers to follow, they should be looking at what Kolkata got in their back 10, which was in excess of 100.
Yeah, I think they should look for a little more, because you have players of the quality of AB de Villiers. He's the finest accelerator in the world. So if Kohli is around, AB to come, Shivam Dube can whack a few. And look, again, this Chennai attack does not scare anyone. Again, there's no enforcer bowler. There's no Rabada out there that 140 at your throat. There's no Pat Cummins out there. What's the maximum? Current will bounce at you. If Current bounces at you, you should be able to take it. You're more likely to be got out by the while of a Dwayne Bravo rather than just sheer intimidating 140 plus bowling. So I think RCB will tell themselves, if we have a platform, we can really launch from there.
The question, Joy, is if we have a platform. The question is if we don't lose a wicket during Cricbuzz Comm Box. The answer is yes, we have lost a wicket. I can tell you something was said. I saw Kohli and Padikkal having a chat after the 10th over, and they said, okay, I think it's time to go now. Kohli went first ball of the 11th over. It fell short of third man. Padikkal then went after Shardul Thakur, was caught in the 30-yard circle by Faf du Plessis, who, by the way, has been to see the same barber as Dinesh Karthik has. So it seems something about those haircuts that are telling the story, but this is a big blow. I know it brings those two men together, ABD and Virat Kohli, but Padikkal was going well.
Absolutely, Padikkal was going well, and now it leaves a very interesting conundrum for the players for the RCB fans. You see, whenever Padikkal got a 50, RCB won. Okay, in the matches where he got below 10, RCB lost. Now, what happens when Padikkal scores in his 30s? And so it's right open out there. We don't know what's going to happen out here. Interesting match situation. I thought Padikkal got bogged down a bit. I think he's suffering from that sophomore curse. Bowlers are now doing a little bit more research on him. And therefore, if you see his strike rate in the last couple of games is sort of 100, 110, 120, he doesn't seem to be getting away.
Now, is there a question to you? When you've got a man like Virat Kohli at the other end, yes, of course, it can inspire you. But can it put you in a bit of an awe situation where you're like, okay, I'm Kohli, maybe I need to try a little bit harder. He's my captain of India, etc., etc.
I think, yeah, there is a little bit of a factor of that, but that would have worn out after the first 4-5 matches. But what I do feel is he's obviously got clear instructions that, look, Kohli is not supposed to take unnecessary risks. He's an anchor batsman. You're the guys who are going to take the risk. Now it's time you start hitting. Again, what they would also have done is targeted bowlers. They would have said, let's go after Shardul. Let's go after this. Because they'd say that, okay, Bravo is a very, very smart bowler. He's not going to give you too much to work with. And what's going to happen now is that if Padikkal now has got out, now Dhoni can bring in Jadeja. Jadeja so far is not in the attack because that left-hander is there who can swing him around. Now the left-hander is gone. Now expect Jadeja to start playing a part immediately.
Right. So just to sum things up, we know that RCB will be looking for as many as possible. What will MSD and company be happy chasing? Because we've seen, like what happened earlier, we still haven't recovered from what Kings 11 did against Kolkata and were very generous. And as we say that, AB de Villiers has gone. So we need to keep this going, especially if you're a Chennai fan, because that is a huge blow. And I think, Joy, it's worth talking about right now. Same over, Shardul Thakur gets rid of Padikkal, gets rid of ABD. How big is that?
Absolutely. And look at what Shardul has been doing for them. Shardul and Karan Sharma were two bowlers who were not in their lineup at the start of the tournament. And Karan Sharma has bowled beautifully in the last match, in this match as well. Shardul Thakur he's got the knack of getting important wickets, and he's done it again today. And that's the thing that, sometimes what happens is if you're the targeted bowler, the batsman takes chances against you as well. And I think that's what's happening out here. But kudos to Shardul. I love players who get, one little opportunity to play and, they just make it their own. And I think Shardul just done that.
And I think what even more credit for the second dismissal, as you said about the earlier one, it was about Padikkal going after him because they had kind of set themselves that that's what they do. This was a classic fast bowler's dismissal. De Villiers comes in, class player, just does enough to take the outside edge, and Dhoni didn't have to do much more than just accept it gleefully.
Oh, it's lovely to see test match lengths bowled in T20s every once in a while. And I remember, in KKR meetings, it used to be discussed what to bowl against him. Bowl test match lengths. And what is test match lengths? Those beautiful sort of on length, corridor of uncertainty balls that just skim and turn away. Those are the kind of balls they bowl, and they're always good to watch. Fabulous.
Yeah, I can tell you we've got a few fans from a couple of franchises across this tournament who are part of our entire extended Cricbuzz family. And I'm getting urgent messages saying that from the Bangalore franchises or the Bangalore fans that please get off air right now. No more wickets. So Joy, unfortunately, we could love to keep this discussion going, but for the sake of Bangalore, we'll have to get it going. Virat Kohli is still there and they're still looking at about 180, but Chennai may have other ideas. This was Cricbuzz Comm Box. We'll see you at the end.